Good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the International College of the Cayman Islands 45th commencement. Please remain standing for the national anthem, the national song, and the invocation in that order.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen. Oh, land of soft, fresh breezes, of verdant trees so fair, with thy Creator's glory reflected everywhere. Oh, sea of palest emerald, merging to darkest blue. When near my thoughts fly Godward, I always think of you. Dear verdant island set in blue Caribbean sea, I'm coming very soon. Oh, beauteous Isle, to thee, although I've wandered far, my heart enshrines thee at homeland fair Cayman Isle. I cannot thee forget.
I invite you to bow your heads as we pray. O loving God and Father who art in heaven, we are so grateful and thankful to you for your mercies, for your love, for your kindness towards us. We thank you for establishing these beautiful islands in the Caribbean seas. We thank you for our founding fathers. We thank you for the visionaries who have established, through your wisdom and your guidance, the International College of the Cayman Islands. And as we have gathered here together to celebrate with these graduates who have sojourned in this beautiful institution, as we celebrate with them, Lord, we are mindful to give you all the praise and all the glory. And so we ask now that your presence will embrace us as we go through this ceremony. May your name be honored and be glorified. May the leaders be inspired to continue to give good leadership. And may your people here in the Cayman Islands continue to experience your blessings. In Jesus' name, amen.
You may be seated. Thank you, Miss Melissa Smith, Mr. Jamian McFarland, and Pastor Maurice Chambers. The ICC Board Chair, Mike Monesto, and members of the ICC Board of Trustees, to our distinguished and beloved President Emerita, Dr. Elsa M. Cummings, to our distinguished platform guests, including Mr. Alva Suku, to the orator for the 45th commencement, Mr. Dan Scott, to the faculty, the staff, students, and alumni, to our colleagues and educational partners from UCCI, to all of our educational partners, our primary and secondary principals and teachers assembled here. To the family and friends of our degree candidates, and to this very distinguished group before us today, the class of 2017. It is now my pleasure to bring to the podium our dynamic, energetic, and visionary chair of the ICC Board of Trustees, who has led the college to its strongest financial position in its history and is the biggest supporter of ICCI's quest to maintain and deliver the highest education to our students. Would you please join me in welcoming the board chair, Mr. Mike Monesto.
Thank you, Dr. Kuhn, for those very kind remarks. And we are very excited to have you here today as our new president at ICCI. Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. With protocol having already been established, it is my great privilege and honor to welcome you all to our 45th commencement. We are extremely proud of all of our degree candidates, and we salute you for all of your hard work and dedication that has brought you to this amazing milestone in your lives. At this time, I'd like to take a moment and introduce you to my fellow trustees and to thank them for their significant contributions to ICCI. So if you can please stand as you're introduced and remain standing as I call out your names. Dr. Elsa Cummings, Ms. Lucille Seymour, Ms. Amy Gage, Mr. Wayne McManus, Mr. Andy Adapa, Mr. Matthew Adam, Mr. Brian Williams, Mr. Raul Nicholson Coe, and unable to be here today are trustees Ms. April Cummings, Mr. Orman Williams, Mr. Dan Charleston, Ms. Yolanda Banks McCoy, and Mr. Woody DaCosta. You heard from President Kuhn about some of our success at ICCI, but none of this success would be possible without a real, true team effort. And we really couldn't do this without the hard work and dedication and commitment from an amazing staff, faculty, alumni, and really strong partnerships with some great local organizations, some of which are here today to present awards to our graduates. And of course, our trustees. So let's give everyone a huge round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. Now back to our degree candidates. We thank you for allowing us to be part of your educational journey and for choosing ICCI. We know that you've made many great sacrifices in earning a college education. But remember, your degree is going to become one of your most valuable assets and something that nobody can ever take away from you. For nearly 5 decades, ICCI has produced over 2,000 graduates, many of whom have become leaders in both the private and public sectors. And that is why we're here today. We're here to recognize our new future leaders. We're here to celebrate the graduating class of 2017. You should all be very, very proud. And again, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, we are extremely proud of each and every one of you. Congratulations. And to those here today to celebrate with these students, we thank you for your support of the class of 2017. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Esto. It is with great honor now to present Mr. Alva Suku, MLA for Newlands District, who will present congratulatory remarks to the class of 2017. Let's welcome him.
Good afternoon. Protocol has been observed, so let me just start by saying that it is a pleasure for me to be able to spend this afternoon with you all, and for me to be here to offer congratulations to the graduates who will be recognized at this 45th commencement ceremony. And I'd ask you to please give them a huge round of applause. I'm honored to have been asked to give congratulatory remarks on behalf of the legislature. And I'm also honored to address you as the first ever MLA for the constituency of Newlands. As you may know, ICCI falls within the borders of my electoral district. And for years, I have bragged and boasted about the fact that Newlands and Savannah residents have better access to continued education through ICCI, being so close and within their backyard. I want to encourage strongly the faculty and students to continue their efforts to work within my community. And I'm encouraged to hear recent announcements of greater cooperation between the government, private sector, UCCI, and ICCI. I was actually having a conversation before we came in here and remarked that the subject of that conversation was actually, I'd made a note here to mention it. The Cayman Islands, you may have all heard me say it on numerous occasions, that we've become recognized globally for financial services, accomplishments, and of course tourism. And it's my wish to see that the recognition that we've received internationally be extended to our educational pursuits and accomplishments. I know everyone is anxious to hear the commencement address from Mr. Scott. He's someone who I know has recently taken up a very important role in this community. And I offer him my every support in his efforts. And I could just offer congratulations to the graduates and leave it at that. But I didn't want to leave without taking the opportunity to offer the graduates a word of advice and encouragement. I know I'm a politician, but I'll try not to be long-winded and take up too much time. But let me just start by stating, I don't know if it's a well-known fact or a little-known fact, but it's something that jumps out at me when I think about education in this country. And it's the fact that the ladies and gentlemen sitting in front of me here today are accomplishing something that only about 30% or less of working Caymanians are able to accomplish. And that is to achieve education beyond high school. As a career student myself, I can relate to the graduates sitting here today. I graduated from DePaul University in 1994 with a degree in computer science. I returned home to work, and during that time, I worked on certifications. I became a Microsoft certified system engineer, Microsoft certified database and, administrator, Checkpoint certified security specialist, and then I went on to get my MBA from Syracuse University. Now, I'm not here to talk about my accomplishments. I'm not graduating today, but I can relate to the sacrifice and hard work and commitment needed to achieve academic success. So I want to recognize not only the graduates here today, but those who have supported them along the way. The parents, the faculty, the spouses, the children, the siblings, the friends. Without their help and support, I know personally how difficult this journey would have been for you. I can also relate to the experience that many of you may have had last night and the day before, thinking about this graduation ceremony and preparing for it. Some of you probably checked your transcripts over and over and over just to make sure that you did have the credits to graduate here today. I recall doing that myself. Some of you may have been feeling anxious and nervous about attending the ceremony. And there are those of you who may just be glad it's over, and you just want to get out of here and celebrate. But regardless of the process that brought you here, you are here. Now that you're here, I know you're already thinking, what's next? Some of you will work. Some of you will continue to pursue your education. My advice to you is that regardless of what direction life takes you in now, never forget the effort it took to get you here today. You now have a responsibility to represent the International College of the Cayman Islands. You have to help erase the stigma that is attached to our local institutions. You have to prove that our graduates can and will compete with students from any institution in the world. You now have the academic foundation to begin that process. What is needed now is that when you go out and work or study, you always give more than you expect to receive. That means working more than the standard hours of your employment contract, or taking time to do extra research and reading that may not be within the scope of your syllabus if you choose to continue your studies. Our country faces new threats and challenges on a daily basis. Globalization, technological advances, competition, all play a role in making our lives more challenging. But just as you have conquered the challenges to get you here today, you will conquer the challenges waiting for you down the road. So my advice is short and simple, but continue to believe in yourselves. Do not accept any excuses that there's a limit on your potential to make a difference, not just in these islands, but throughout this world. Never forget how hard you worked to get here today. Be prepared to give even more, because today for you is just the beginning. Again, it is my honor to be here today to celebrate with you. And on behalf of the entire Legislative Assembly and all the elected members and the Honorable Speaker, I wish to offer you heartfelt congratulations and say to you, well done, and we are proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Suku. It's now time for our scripture reading. All of the undergraduate students are required to take 2 quarters of a foreign language. Being bilingual and multilingual in this global society is definitely a plus. So this year, our scripture reading will be read in both Spanish and English by Miss Melody Martin and Mr. Julio Ramos Zelaya. Please come forward.
Good evening, everyone. Would you please stand? We will be reading from Jeremiah 29, verse 11 to 13. Porque yo sé muy bien los planes que tengo para ustedes, afirma el Señor. Planes de bienestar y no de calamidad, a fin de darles un futuro y una esperanza. Entonces ustedes me invocarán y vendrán a suplicarme, y yo los escucharé. Me buscarán y me encontrarán cuando me busquen de todo corazón.
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will come to me, call on me, and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart.
Ms. Kamari Fletcher Barrett is the speaker for the class of 2017. She is one of the top 4.0 students, graduating with a master's in science and management with a concentration in human resources. She is a charter member of Sigma Beta Delta International Honor Society in business. Please welcome her with a warm hand of appreciation and encouragement.
You may be seated. Protocol having already been established. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Good evening, graduates. When I shared with my mom that I would be the student speaker this evening, she looked at me with a straight face and said, Kimari, be brief. And in my culture, it's not permitted to disobey your parents, regardless of your age or how many children you have. As such, I will be brief. This evening, I want to share with you a story about an ICCI student. She had just completed the first 6 classes of her bachelor's program when she was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. As you can imagine, upon hearing the news, an emotional tsunami unleashed inside her mind. Her entire life flashed before her eyes. She saw her husband and the future children they would never have. She saw the career she dreamt of as an unattainable myth, and her educational pursuits an impossible feat. She felt anger, hopelessness, helplessness, desperation, betrayal, fear, and a multitude of emotions, all within a few seconds. Thoughts and memories of the many persons who died as a result of this disease bombarded her mind, and she wondered what would make her different. The noise in her head was deafening, but in the loudness of her emotions, she heard a familiar voice, and it said, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." In that moment, she believed the promises of God and resolved in her mind that she would never use the fate of others to determine her own outcome. Why? Because she is unique. Because she is Kimari. Needless to say, undergoing cancer treatment, working, and studying was an uncomprehendibly difficult task. But I was determined to complete my bachelor's. And with God on my side, the support of my wonderful husband and family, the tremendous care, consideration, motivation, and encouragement of the faculty, lecturers of ICCI, I completed my bachelor's degree, magna cum laude. And today, I'm graduating with my master's degree with a perfect 4.0 GPA. My story is not entirely unique, because sitting in the room before us today is a class of 2017, a class comprised of individuals who have weathered tremendous obstacles and challenges on their quest for higher education. For some, it was financial constraints. For some, it was sickness. For some, it was dealing with the loss of loved ones. For others, it was balancing work, family, children, and school. But we're all seated here today because of some key persons in this room. I would like to ask the following persons to stand. All family members and friends of graduates, please stand. All employers who have graduates represented here, please stand. The phenomenal lecturers and faculty members and the Board of Trustees of ICCI, please stand. On behalf of the class of 2017, I would like to say thank you. For your sacrifices, support, and patience, we thank you. For your investment in us, we thank you. For the knowledge imparted, we thank you. For your presence here today, a resounding thank you. Graduates, can we give them a round of applause? You may be seated. Finally, as I close, my charge to each of us graduates sitting here is one word: audacity. Now, of course, ICCI has given us enough research papers to perfect our research skills, and as such, I could have gathered various scholastic definitions from peer-reviewed articles, but I didn't. I'm mindful, though, that audacity has two meanings. The one I'll be focusing on today is boldness, and I will be using a picture as my definition. Over the course of our studies, we have faced and will continue to face obstacles in life, many of which will be out of our control. But we have to have audacity to face those obstacles knowing that we are already overcomers. You see, graduates, born within each of us is purpose, but we need audacity to step out and walk in that purpose, knowing who we are and whose we are. Audacity to be different and challenge the status quos. Audacity to see great problems as but a mustard seed when compared to our potential. Audacity to serve others with the skills and knowledge gained throughout our academic pursuits. Audacity to challenge our own implicit biases and live selflessly. Audacity to accept failure as but a launching pad for greater success. Finally, audacity to be the only cat brave enough to walk out in front of a pack of dogs, knowing that greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. Class of 2017, you are sitting here, we are sitting here, not because it has been a smooth journey, but because we have audacity. Continue to use it, and let us leave the world a better place than we found it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fletcher Barrett. I am pleased to present Dr. Elsa M. Cummings. As you know, Dr. Cummings is our President Emeritus a college trustee, and most importantly, a founder of the International College of the Cayman Islands. We are empowered by her guidance and blessed that she is still playing an active role in college affairs. Would you please join me in welcoming our President Emerita, Dr. Elsa Cummings, and Trustee Lucille Seymour, who will preside over the awards.
Good evening. Protocol has already been established, so we will proceed. I am pleased to present the following award. First, the Dr. J. Hugh Cummings Memorial Award for Institutional Service. That is the highest academic award given by the college. It is named after our college's first president and founder. And this year's award recipient is Miss Bernette Bodden. Ms. Bodden, would you please come to the platform and receive your award? Presenting this award is trustee member Lucille Seymour. I am told that nobody knew who the recipients of the awards were. I know I didn't tell her. I'll tell you that some of you probably, most of you probably don't know Bernette, but maybe your parents, maybe the previous generation know her as a tough treasurer. What most of them didn't know is the fact that Bernette is a very kind person. She would come in late sometimes, and Dr. Hugh would fuss when I was president, and I fussed until I found out that what she was doing is, before coming to the college in the morning, all the way from East End, she was delivering water to senior citizens or ensuring that they were okay for the rest of the day. So that face of Bernette's personality, many of the previous students did not know. She is great. The second award is the Barbara Strain Award for Institutional Service also. It honors a student who has provided extraordinary service to the college. It is named after Barbara Strain, an original signer of the ICCI Memorandum of Association and a member of the first building construction team in 1970. It was a work camp sponsored by the American Friends Service Committee. Barbara also helped install ICCI FM 101.1, the first radio station in Cayman in 1973. In fact, it was her father who convinced Radio KOIN in Portland, Oregon, to donate their equipment to this little small college in the middle of nowhere. And here we are. This year's award goes to
David Lobo.
Can you read that?
Mr. Lobo freely gives his time, talent, and generous spirit to the college and to his fellow students.
Would you come and receive your award? And presenting this award is trustee and member of the founding committee of ICCI, Ms. Amy Scott Woodgage, and please come and pose. The third award is named the James M. Bodden Memorial Award, and it honors Cayman's first national hero, and it salutes an ICCI student who exemplifies volunteerism in the community. In fact, Mr. Bodden was the donor of the land where ICCI now stands. And this year's award winner is
Miss Kimari Fletcher Brown. Barrett. Inspired by a community. Inspired by a community outreach program during an ICCI seminar in San Francisco, Ms. Fletcher Barrett, a group of volunteers who assist with domestic chores and provides emotional support for individuals diagnosed with cancer.
Presenting this award, we were hoping to have his daughter, Miss Mary Trombach. I think she was unable to make it. So, Miss Lucille, please. The next award is the EY Award for Outstanding Excellence in the Bachelor's Program. And the award goes to the student in the graduating class with the highest GPA in the Bachelor's Program. This year's recipient is
Mr. David Lobo.
Would you please come forward? Presenting the award is partner at EY, Ms. Lanishka Maxwini. Is she here? There she is. This is the last one I'm doing, then with the cup. The Butterfield Achievement Award goes to the top students in the bachelor's and associate programs in business. Miss
Martika Solar Bodden and Miss
Jetina
Bodden.
Would you please come to the platform? Presenting the Butterfield Award is Compliance Officer Miss Jennifer Powery. Please come and pose for your photos.
Each year, the Cayman Islands Institute of Professional Accountants honors an associate student for outstanding academic achievement in accounting. This year, award recipient is Miss Vanessa Richards. This award will be presented by SEPA President, Mr. Gerald Dodson. Please come. Dodson.
Our next award is the Cayman National Bank Award for Academic Excellence in Finance. And this year's award winner is
Mr. David Lobo. Presenting the Cayman National Corporation is Ms. Gianna Bryan, Vice President and Manager for Personnel Development.
the RBC Royal Bank Award for Outstanding Academic Excellence in the MBA program is given to the student with the highest GPA in the MBA program. This year we have 2 students who are graduating with a perfect 4.0. Ms. Melody Martin and Mr. Julio Ramos Celaya. And presenting the award on behalf of RBC is Ms. Mitzi Bailey, Store Manager for the Red Bay Ranch. Please come and pose for the photo.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually for Opal Royce and Terrian Barden. My apologies.
Does this remind you of a Hollywood award?
Yes. And the Miss Universe?
Yeah.
The Cayman Islands Society of Human Resources Professionals Award is given to the student with the highest GPA in Master of Science in Human Resource Programs. This year, there are 2 students with a perfect 4.0 GPA. Will Miss Kimari Fletcher, Barrett, and Miss Melody Martin please come to the platform? Presenting the award is the Vice President of the Cayman Islands Society of Human Resources Professionals, Ms. Elisa Brown. Our final award for the evening is the Board of Trustees Teacher Excellence Award. The graduates voted for their favorite instructor, and from their top nominations, the instructor was chosen based on the following criteria. The award goes to the instructor that demonstrated excellence not only in the classroom, but outside of the classroom in terms of being actively involved in faculty meetings and faculty development sessions, being available to students, sharing ideas to help colleagues improve their teaching, consistently meeting course documentation requirements, and volunteering their time for the good of the college. This year's Board of Trustees Teacher Excellence Award recipient is Mr. Robert Lynch. Presenting this award is ICCI Board Chair, Mr. Mike Monestu.
Which one? One more. The Caribbean Utilities Company Award for Outstanding Achievement in Human and Social Services is given to the student with the highest GPA in the Human and Social Services program. And this year's recipient is Miss Christy Archer. And presenting the award on behalf of CUC is Miss Joy Oremule, Human Manager for the company. Please come. Please get that in.
Thank you, President Emerita Cummings and Trustee Lucille Seymour. Congratulations to all of our award winners. Let's give them another round of applause. We also would like to thank our corporate sponsors who donated and presented the academic awards. Please stand. EY, CIFA, Butterfield, Cayman National Bank, and RBC Royal Bank for your investment in education and in ICCI students. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you. As you can see, it takes a lot of support from the community to educate and produce such talented class like the class of 2017. At this time, we would like to thank and recognize our primary and excellent sponsor of the 45th commencement, RBC Royal Bank. Let's give RBC Royal Bank a big round of applause. We now invite Miss Mitzi Bailey, store manager of the Red Bay branch for RBC Royal Bank, to come and salute the class of 2017 and to bring greetings on behalf of the entire corporate community. Thank you. Let's give her a great round of applause.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of RBC and the entire corporate community, I would like to congratulate the entire ICCI graduating class of 2017 on your exceptional achievements. We heard some of those just now, and I'm sure we'll hear a little later some more. In the words of Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr., a man's mind stretched by new ideas may never return to its original dimensions. I'm confident that your experiences during the course of your studies have developed your mind in unique ways while deepening your knowledge of the world around you. Knowing this can never be taken from you. RBC's three main pillars, education, youth, and community. We have a rich legacy of supporting education in the Cayman Islands for over 50 years, and that is why we are proud to be sponsoring this commencement for the second consecutive year. Higher education has the capacity to both empower and enlighten. This helps students achieve their full potential while building the skills needed to thrive in a solution-oriented and rapidly changing world. It also sets the stage for future career success and can improve the lives of individuals and their families. But to the students here tonight, let me say this. Your commitment to education will also have a material and lasting impact on the Cayman community. Education, training, and development contribute to a thriving and prosperous economy, which makes our region a better place to live, work, and raise our families. It is in that spirit that RBC will continue to support the advancement of education through a broad range of community initiatives, investments, and sponsorships. Finally, to the leaders and faculty and staff of ICCI, thank you. Your commitment to excellence in higher education in Cayman Islands has fostered the environment that allows these great men and women to achieve success and be here tonight. You are shaping the future of our community, and for this, we salute you. And to our graduates, on behalf of RBC, please accept once again our heartfelt and sincere congratulations. I wish you all nothing but the best in your future endeavors, and I am confident that you will have a positive impact, not only here, but in the world around you. Thank you.
David Logo, give him a great round of applause, please.
Nerves got me there, so when I saw him stand up, I thought my part was done with. I could just go back and sit down. But good evening, everyone. It is a great pleasure for me to be here to introduce the keynote speaker for this commencement ceremony. He is someone that I admire and someone I look up to because he has done a significant job in the financial industry of the Cayman Islands. And because pretty soon, now that I have a degree, I'll be looking for a good job in finance. It is hard to introduce a man that has achieved so much in his career. But let me try to sum it up for you in a few sentences. He's a devoted husband and the proud father of 4 wonderful daughters. Today, he is the regional managing partner for Ernst & Young's Bahamas, Bermuda, British Virgin Islands, and the Cayman Islands office. He's also the market segment leader in all these offices as well. The importance of education was instilled in him at an early age. His father, the late Mr. Layman Scott, who was a teacher here in Cayman, firmly believed in hard work and pushed him to go above and beyond his limitations. Though demanding, his father was fair, and along with his mother and his school teachers, he was inspired to do his very best. He graduated from the University of Tampa with a Bachelor of Finance in Accounting, and also became a certified accountant in the states of Florida and New York. He has represented the Cayman Islands globally as an ambassador for his country, ensuring the livelihood of our most significant economic pillar, also promoting world-class service, transparency, and excellence. His certifications, memberships, chairmanships, directorships, and presidencies are numerous. We're paying by the hour here, so if you want to hear them, you have to foot the bill. However, these don't define him. People close to him describe him as very intelligent, fair, has a high degree of integrity, is encouraging, ethical, and a great leader. And while those are distinguishing characteristics, those do not fully define him. What I believe define him more completely, especially in a setting like today, is his commitment to impacting the future of the Cayman Islands through education. As the chairman of the Education Council of the Cayman Islands, Mr. Scott has found a way to pay forward the great blessings that God has granted him through his life. He is working on elevating the standards in our public education system, making sure that every child in the Cayman Islands has access to the best possible education opportunity, and to giving Caymanians every opportunity that they need to excel. Mr. Scott believes that tertiary education is essential for everyone to have in order to acquire the skills and the knowledge necessary to compete on a global platform. He's also a firm believer that we must use our God-given talents to better ourselves and to deliver world-class excellence. Mr. Scott, you have surely set a high standard for all of us here to follow. And on behalf of the 2017 graduating class, I want to say thank you. Now, would you all please rise? And join me in thanking and welcoming this year's commencement orator, the chairman of the Education Council, Mr. Dan Scott.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lobo, for that very kind introduction. I'm not sure I knew who he was talking about as he went through it, but I thank you. Protocol having been established, good afternoon, everyone. To the Board of Trustees, the administration, faculty, and all family and friends here today, and of course, most importantly, to our honored guests, the International College of the Cayman Islands class of 2017. I thank you for the privilege to address you here today. Dating back to the time our forefathers sailed the seven seas, the Cayman Islands played a key role in the global economy. The simple reason has been, and indeed still is, because of its most valuable resource, human intellectual capital. As a thriving knowledge-based economy, the Cayman Islands has been able to attract expertise from all over the world. At the same time, this demand for talent has provided young as well as mature individuals the opportunity to upskill and avail themselves to exciting career opportunities. That's where ICCI steps in. The International College of the Cayman Islands is a special place, having graduated more than 2,000 persons since its founding in 1970. Considering the extended families of these graduates, I would submit that ICCI has done much with little for many. In 2 weeks, the college will mark the one-year anniversary of receiving accreditation of its businesses and management programs from the International Accreditation Council for Business Education. This milestone further underscores ICCI's ability to truly prepare graduates for successful careers. I am proud that last year our firm, EY, announced a donation of $300,000 to ICCI to help support further growth and to expand the online education offerings. However, it is not just EY that stands behind this special institution. We heard from some of our other sponsors here today as well. Government, along with a number of other private sector donors, provide financial support to ICCI, a fact that underscores the important role that we all play in building the country's future. So for many reasons, I am privileged to be here to applaud ICCI and to encourage you, the class of 2017, in your important mission. Graduates, you are leaders. According to John C. Maxwell, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Your decision to undertake your studies, your perseverance to achieve your degree, and the example you have set for others without doubt, qualify each of you as leaders. Leaders have responsibilities. As you graduate today and as you move on to the next chapter of your life, I would like you to think about your own personal purpose. No matter what path you choose, why will you do what you do? For reasons beyond material wealth and success, and who will you impact and inspire as you do it? As you continue to develop as a leader, I encourage each of you to search for your why and for your personal purpose. I hope I can help a bit by exploring 3 C's, these 3 operating principles that I think will be very important in your future journey. Community, change, and commitment. Let's begin with community. Now, I know commencement speakers are not supposed to say this, but you will probably not change the world, at least not by yourself. Remember, you are not a leader because you have a title. You are a leader because people are willing to follow you. Whatever purpose you personally choose, every one of you will need a community around you to succeed and to create lasting change. Here in the Cayman Islands, we work in a community that is very diverse with industries that have global reach. And when you work in these macro communities, being successful requires you to achieve a macro level of understanding. To succeed as a leader, you must embrace people's differences. Different backgrounds in education, different gender and sexual orientation, different religions, abilities, and skills. Again and again, history has shown that the strongest communities are communities of diversity and inclusiveness. I am fortunate to work with a firm like EY, where we know that while each of us are different, we also value and respect our individual differences. We know that inclusiveness is about leveraging these differences to achieve the better results. Our firm works to create an environment where all of our people are valued, where they are able to bring their differences to work every day, and where they contribute their best, their personal best in every encounter. My goal here isn't simply to brag about EY, although I am proud to work there. I tell you all this to remind you that when it comes to joining a community, you have a voice and you have a choice. So I urge you, choose a community that fosters diversity and inclusiveness, and always try to raise your voice to promote and honor these principles. As a leader, another component of community is community involvement. Living your personal purpose means more than just being a community member. It means activating your purpose by getting involved to make communities, both large and small, better than when you found them. As you graduate to the next phase of your life, I hope you'll seek opportunities to become involved in every community you join. My hope is that you will bring to life this line drawn from ICCI's own articulated core values. We cultivate students who will give back to their communities and the nation through service. Now let's talk about the second C. That's change. As a leader, you must be able to deal with change, to be nimble, to be ready for change and to be ready to change. A few weeks back, I presented a speech on behalf of Minister O'Connor Connolly, and it outlined the following related to a study by the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum recently surveyed top human resources executives and strategy officers among global firms. They aimed to identify the top skills that would be needed to succeed in the year 2020. The survey found that two capabilities in the greatest need would be the ability to be flexible and the ability to adapt to change. When I started my career, we used to use paper ledgers. We used filing cabinets and adding machines. I was back in the dark ages. It's a lot different today. Today, the world produces 2.5 exabytes of data daily. That's enough to fill 5 million laptops every single day. As chairman of the National Education Council, I am focused on helping the Cayman Islands becoming even more competitive through education. Our educational systems must stay nimble to help our students stay ahead in today's era of disruption. For you graduates, succeeding in the future means your education cannot and should not end here. It is truly a lifetime of learning. No matter what career path you choose, I urge you to stay nimble and to stay curious. You've already shown that you can do it. Whatever your major, whatever your field of specialty, your diploma is proof positive of your ability to grow and to adapt and to master new skills. Now, all you've got to do is keep doing it, to keep growing, to keep changing. Let's face it, it makes sense to continually learn new skills and concepts as a way to move forward in today's global marketplace. Consider how business has been disrupted in just the past few years. Uber with the taxi industry, Airbnb with the hospitality industry, and Amazon with the retail industry. I think the lesson is clear. Your career, your life will constantly present you with changes, challenges, and new lessons to be learned. Some you will sign up for, but many others will come upon you when you least expect it. But the good news is that as a leader, you stand on the forefront of change. So you are ready to do this. And tomorrow, you will be learning to change some more. Keep it up. And now for the third and final C, commitment. As a leader, I encourage you to commit to good, ethical core values. Use these values as the filters that guide you when making decisions. Choices that are clear between right and wrong are easy. The difficult choices are those that fall in the gray area. It is when we are faced with these that it is critical for leaders to operate with integrity and make decisions that pass through the filters of their core values. Commit to your family. Commit to your work, to your community, and if you are religious, to your God. Remember that as leaders, people are watching and learning from your actions. Henry Ford said, "You can't build a reputation on what you are going to do. You will face many challenges and disappointments as you strive for excellence. It is inevitable. Nevertheless, it is these challenges and your commitment as a leader to innovate, endure, and deliver that will best hone your skills and elevate and inspire others as you chart new courses and do what others before have considered too difficult or perhaps not possible. Leaders set good examples for others to follow. Never expect anyone to do something you are unwilling to do. Stay true to even the smallest tasks you undertake and do it with all your might. Vince Lombardi, the famous football coach of whom the NFL Super Bowl trophy is named after, said it well. The quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence, regardless of their chosen field of endeavor. Moreover, I think you will discover that your need to demonstrate commitment will begin to take on larger and more profound dimensions as life goes on. You will find yourself digging to uncover a deeper level of commitment, a level of commitment that benefits not only you, but also your family, your co-workers, your clients, your customers, your nation, and yes, your world. And so in closing, as you graduate today, remember that you are in a very good place. As the ICCI website says, studying in Cayman is about the closest thing you can get to paradise. Well, I couldn't agree more. Yes, Cayman has its challenges, as do nations across the Caribbean, but that's why this region is such an amazing place for graduates like you. We need smart, motivated people like you to help solve these challenges. Finally, no matter where your professional life takes you, I hope, as a leader, you will embrace a purpose-driven life, a purpose-driven career. Yes, seek something bigger than yourself. Yes, strive for something greater. And yes, remember to go for those 3 C's. Always work to build a stronger community, always adapt to change, and always stay committed. Stay committed to your purpose. Thank you and congratulations to each of you.
Dan, thank you for your inspiring speech, very thought-provoking and very strong message to not just our graduates of 2017, but I think to everybody. And we certainly, on behalf of the International College of the Cayman Islands, please accept this token of our appreciation. Come forward, please. For delivering the address for the 45th annual commencement. And we have one more gift for you, if you don't mind coming up. No rest for the weary, as we say, you know. Being over the Education Council and knowing how education impacts the lives of families, we have asked Araya Bravo, daughter of graduand Terry Ann Bodden, to come and represent all the families enriched by the sacrifices our graduates have made. By working hard to complete their degrees, they have certainly enriched their own lives and the lives of their families. Thank you so much. We have now come to the point in the ceremony that you have worked so hard. And your families have given so much, and they have waited for over however many years. The conferral of degrees. Let's give a hand. Dr. Elise Beverly, she is our Dean and Chief Academic Officer, will now come to present the candidates. Thank you, ma'am. She always keeps me intact, too. The candidates receiving the master's degrees.
Will the candidates for the Master of Science and the Master of Business Administration please stand? President Kuhn, on behalf of my esteemed colleagues on the faculty of the International College of the Cayman Islands, I have the pleasure of presenting these candidates who have completed all the requirements for the degrees Master of Science and Master of Business Administration.
Candidates, by the authority vested in me as President, by the Board of Trustees of the International College of the Cayman Islands, and having been recommended by the faculty, I confer you the degrees Masters of Science degree and Masters of Business Administration degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto, and urge you to use your education to serve a great nation of the Cayman Islands and humankind around the world. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree please stand? President Kuhn, on behalf of my esteemed colleagues on the faculty of the International College of the Cayman Islands, I have the pleasure of presenting these candidates who have completed all the requirements of the degree of Bachelor of Science.
Candidates, by the authority vested in me as President, by the Board of Trustees of the International College of the Cayman Islands, and having been recommended by the faculty, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelors of Science with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appearing thereto, and urge you to use your education to serve the great nation of the Cayman Islands and humankind around the world. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Will the candidates for the Associate of Science degree please stand? President Kuhn, on behalf of my esteemed colleagues on the faculty of the International College of the Cayman Islands, I have the pleasure of presenting these candidates who have completed all the requirements for the degree of Associate of Science.
Candidates, by the authority vested in me as President, by the Board of Trustees and the International College of the Cayman Islands, and having been recommended by the faculty, I confer upon you the Associate of Science degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto, and urge you to use your education to serve the great nation of the Cayman Islands and humankind around the world. Congratulations. You may be seated. Thank you, Dr. Beverly. The individual graduates will now be introduced. Our librarian, Miss Michelle Gray Williams, will lead the graduates by their rows. Will the master's degree recipients please come forward? The reading of the names will be conducted by Miss Melissa Bent Hamilton, the college registrar. You will be hooded by Dr. Alicia Law, Associate Professor of Business. Mr. Alva Suku will present you with your diplomas.
Terry-Ann Katrina Borden, Master of Business Administration. Shireen Latoya Mitu, Master of Business Administration. Opal Antoinette Ruiz, Master of Business Administration. Anuradha Srinivasan, Master of Business Administration. Dion Alisa Williams, Master of Business Administration. Julio Cesar Ramos Zelaya, Master of Business Administration. Brenda E. Carter, Master of Science in Management, Human Resources. Kimari Fiona Fletcher Barrett, Master of Science in Management, Human Resources. Melody Martin, Master of Science in Management, Human Resources.
Congratulations and thanks to Mr. Alva Suku for awarding the diplomas. Will the bachelor's degree recipients please come forward? Our esteemed Board of Trustee member, Mr. Wayne McManus, will present you with your diplomas.
Jatina Charnay Borden, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. David Carl Lobo, Bachelor of Science in Business, concentration Finance. Lashandi Z. Harris, Bachelor of Science in Office Administration. Alicia C.R. Melville, Bachelor of Science in Office Administration. Christy Isabella Archer, Bachelor of Science in Human and Social Services.
Congratulations and thanks to Mr. Wayne McManus for awarding the diplomas. Will the associate degree recipients please come forward? Another esteemed board member and member of the founding committee, Miss Amy Scott Wood Gage, will present you with your diplomas.
Martika C. Soler Borden, Associate of Science in Business. Vashti R. Morris, Associate of Science in Business. Vanessa Richards, Associate of Science in Business. Serena Nerissa Whitaker, Associate of Science in Business. Shannon Worms, Associate of Science in General Studies.
Congratulations and thank you to Trustee Gage for awarding the diplomas. Will the entire class of 2017 please stand? It took a lot of hard work for you to get here, and it took a lot of support and encouragement along the way. You did not do this by yourself. Would you please turn to those loved ones in the room who helped you to achieve this milestone in your life and give them a warm hand of appreciation. Central to the achievement are members of the faculty and staff who compelled you to excellence at every turn. Faculty and staff, would you please stand? Class, would you please turn to the faculty and staff in the room who helped you achieve this milestone and give them a warm hand of appreciation. Faculty and staff, you may be seated. It is now time, which is one of my favorite parts of graduation, and that is to transition from a student to graduate. The celebration, which we all know is the tassel turn. In a moment, we are going to bring the class to the platform so that all of you out here can see them turn their tassels. So I'm going to ask our distinguished platform guests, if they would not mind, egressing to the floor for the tassel turn so we can have enough room for all of our graduates up here. Having been approved by the board and the faculty, you may now signify this occasion by moving your tassels from the right side to the left of your mortarboard.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break.
Okay, hold your places just 1 second, please. We have just another surprise for you, but when you get it, please do not unfold it until I give you the cue. Staff members, you know what to do. Pass the t-shirts out. Now you may unfold once you get your shirts. On my cue, no. It takes a village to graduate, to raise a kid, and it takes a university to graduate a student. Okay, everybody got their shirt? Okay, now you can unfold your shirt and read it out loud to the audience. Come on, step one is what? What is that? Graduate. All right, is that the best you can do? Come on now. You did what? Graduate. Okay, and what is step two? Take over the world. And you're going to do what? Take over the world. Okay. Hit it, maestro. Everybody stand and let's celebrate our graduates with us. Come on. Y'all ought to be happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Come on. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come that news talking this and that. You can return to the platform if you like. Thank you. Okay, everybody else can be seated. Graduates, remain standing, please. And as soon as our esteemed guests are back in their place. I would like for Anita Fawcett-Kahn, President of the Alumni Association, will welcome the new alumni.
Thank you, Dr. Kuhn. This is a good-looking crowd. To walk from there to here, it took tenacity, audacity. I felt like I was that cat with those dogs lined up, but I'm here. Good evening, everyone. This is always, we save the best for the last. But I wish we had the music going still. It's not fair. I don't want you to sit yet. I don't have a prepared speech. I just thought I'll use some of what Mr. Scott said tonight. Dan, I'm going to steal. I'm going to steal your 3 C's. And not to plagiarize, I'm going to switch them around. Can I do that? Thank you. The first C, it's in my hand. Don't do that, okay? You made a change in your life. The first tuition you paid, that was your first change. Maybe you deprived yourself. You must have deprived yourself, unless Ernst & Young paid for it, or Royal Bank. But whatever it was, you deprived yourself. You committed to that change. I'm not using the second C yet, or the first C. This is the first C. You changed, okay? You wanted that change for yourself. And I want to say congratulations on your first C. Your second C, you committed. You committed, you stayed focused, you stayed on track. And here you are, standing proudly. And you're going to be on cloud 9 for the next 10 years. And then you'll come off and come back, especially the graduates who have their associates. Make sure you come back before the 10 years, all right? And that last C, Mr. Scott, before I give you the last C, I'm going to tell you a little bit of history. I know Dan from the time he was this high. When I first moved to Cayman 36 years ago, his mom dressed me in my first outfit for work. Thank you, Dan. Okay, the third C, the final C, is community. And you know what? The ICCI alumni community, we're here to embrace you into that community. And with that, I would like to call up I'm pretty sure a lot of you don't know about ICCI, that we have an alumni society. Do you know? Okay, great, you know. I'm happy. I'd like to call up Ms. Brenda Dawkins. Brenda is our vice chair. Come over here, Brenda, please. I'd like to call up Colleen. Colleen is our secretary, and we have a treasurer. We don't have any money, but we have a treasurer. Melissa Smith. Melissa, where are you? Come over here. This is your powerhouse right now, but we like to embrace every one of the alumni. Can we have all the alumni stand, please? ICCI alumni, come on. Hey, come on, Melissa. I want to see you out here, come on. No, it's not fair. Come over here. Thank you. Remain standing, please. And with that, I would like to say thank you to Colleen, Brenda, and Melissa. We have not done much with the association. I have to apologize for that. We had a little slow period, but we're energized to move the association forward, and hopefully we can get some money from Ernst & Young. We can get 50,000, 3,000 was not much to give. Can we say a big thank you to Ernst & Young while we're on that topic? Thank you. We look forward to many more years of giving from Ernst & Young. And hopefully he's listening and he can say, well, you know, the Alumni Association, they need some cash. Thank you, Dan, in advance. And with that, we'd like to say welcome to the ICCI graduates of 2017. Please do not stop here. Move on. Keep on going. I've been trying to work on my daughter for the longest while to get her to do her master's, but she's not listening to me, so somebody please talk to her. But come on, don't leave it there. Move on. Let's going. You've changed. You change. You're committed. And we welcome you into this community of ICCI alumni. Thank you.
Congratulations, you may be seated. Anuradha Srinivasan. I think I got that right. I don't know. So it sounded good to me anyway. But here's a new. And we'll now come to present the class gift. President Emerita Cummings, please join me at the podium.
Good evening. I am Anuradha Srinivasan, the class representative of the graduating class of 2017. ICCI, our alma mater now, has given us so much. Not just the diploma we so proudly hold in our hands, but so many imperceptible and intangible things. Self-confidence, an international quality education, a thorough understanding of APA formatting, fears, frustrations, economic freedom, jobs, careers, friends, mentors, and the pride and joy that emanates from our loved ones. How do we ever balance the scale on such immeasurable things? Well, as cliched as it may be, it's the thought that counts. So the graduating class of 2017 are happy to present a small collective token to be used towards creating a gathering space for future ICCI students, be it a purchase of a large outdoor tent or a building, a more permanent structure, a space that can be used for career days, open houses, seminars, guest speakers, and much more. We also hope to give back to ICCI in more qualitative ways, sharing our knowledge and experiences as guest lecturers, volunteer our time, tutor and mentor our successors. We hope, with all our involvement, ICCI would continue strongly as a premier educational institution of the Cayman Islands and pave way for a productive and successful community. Thank you.
Because of my age, it is my privilege to share something with you before we part for today. If you remember, the first award was for Miss Bernette Baden, and I mentioned the side of her personality whereby she gave back to the community, or she was always given to the community. Now, the part that relates to the Alumni Association, which is what Miss Anita Khan just talked about, is the fact that since 2016, she has been volunteering to try to put our alumni listing together. And she has put in voluntarily more than 200 hours of her own time. That's the example that we want you to follow. Give back to your institution, give to your community, and by so doing, you give to yourself and those who come after you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we'd like to thank all of you for taking part in this commencement. Please let us thank again Mr. Alvasuku, board members Amy Gage and Wayne McManus for awarding degrees. And let us thank again our commencement orator, Mr. Dan Scott, and all of our corporate sponsors. If there are any members of the government cabinet, legislative assembly, chief officer, or government department heads in the audience, please stand and be recognized.
One of our government officials is standing. We want to give her a round of applause for coming with us, to be here with us today. She's also a faculty member. It's Felicia Robinson. On behalf of the graduation committee, faculty and staff, and this distinguished graduating class, I want to say special thanks to Miss Melissa Bent Hamilton. Melissa worked day and night and day, on weekdays, on weekends, to cross all the T's and dot all the I's to make this a special event for our graduates. Ms. Melissa, will you please come to the podium? As a token of our appreciation, I want to present you with these flowers. We could not have done it without you. Will you join me in thanking Ms. Melissa Van Hamilton?
Will everyone please stand? Thank you again for honoring the class of 2017. Congratulations. We are proud of you, and now we will have our college hymn and the benediction. We ask that during the recessional, you remain in place until our graduates have exited the ballroom.
The college hymn can be found in your programs. We will sing the first, second, and the third verses.
Indeed, you are our help in ages past, our hope for years to come, a shelter in the stormy blast, and our eternal home. We thank you for having kept these graduates as they sojourned through the International College of the Cayman Islands. We thank you for their scholastic and their academic achievements. We thank you for their parents. We thank you for all the support that they were given. No, God, as they have now achieved this major milestone, may you make your face to shine down upon them. May you grant them your peace as they go into this world of service. And may your name be honored, be glorified in their lives. And when you come, Lord, may all of us hear from your lips, well done and welcome, as we enter into your joy to spend eternity with you. In Jesus' name, amen.